Hi, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. On Wednesday, September 21st, the Federal Reserve increased interest rates by 75 basis points and signaled more increases ahead. Some are worried that this might cause a recession. If that's you, then you've clicked on the right video. I'm going to talk about the implications of that increased interest rate and one stock you can buy to protect yourself in the case of a recession. So let's get right into it. So the Federal Reserve has found itself in a position where it needs to aggressively raise interest rates to combat rising inflation. The coronavirus pandemic has snarled supply chains worldwide, and those shortages, combined with robust customer demand, has created this scenario where prices are rising on everything from fuel to cars to food to airline tickets. All across the board, you're seeing price increases. So the Federal Reserve is on a path to try and bring that inflation down. How does it do that? Well, it increases interest rates, and it hopes that those increasing interest rates will cause consumers to purchase fewer things that are interest rate sensitive. For instance, home buyers observing that the mortgage rate has gone up by almost 300 basis points from the same time last year are going to face sticker shock and not be willing to pay as much for that home they were shopping for. If they were if they had a budget of 400,000 on the home they were buying, they need to lower that to 350,000 or 325,000 to counter the rising costs from the mortgage. Similarly, if you're in the market to buy a car, those 0% financing rates are fewer and farther apart. Last year, I was seeing several car companies, dealerships offering 0.9% financing or 0% financing for 5 years. Now, I just checked some car rates yesterday. I was noticing 2.9% was the lower end of those averages that were being offered. So interest rates are rising. That means your car payment is going to be higher. Your home mortgage payment is going to be higher. And so that's going to decrease your appetite to purchase these items. And the Fed is hoping that that causes prices to come down slowly. Another way these rising interest rates affect consumer demand is that it incentivizes you to save more of your money instead of spending it. If you can get 4% on a 2-year government bond that's essentially zero risk, then you're going to be more interested in saving your money instead of putting it maybe in the stock market or going out and spending that money. That's a big difference between this same time maybe 2 years ago where the 2-year interest rate was 0.5%. So that's gone up from 0.5 to 4%. That's causing a lot of individuals to move their money into those accounts. And that's money that they're not going to be spending. They're not going to be investing in the economy. And so that could slow down growth as well. That said, all of these actions hoping to slow down growth could pull the economy down into a recession because these actions are slowing growth. And right now inflation is trending at around 8% for the last few months. That could decrease substantially over the next few months and then reverse and enter into a deflationary period. So these unprecedented actions by the Federal Reserve carry a high degree of risk that it could potentially put our economy into a recession. So, if that's the case, investors want to be in at least have some exposure to stocks that can do well during a recession. And I'm going to point out one that is primed to do well in a recessionary environment, and that is Chegg. Chegg is an education technology company that serves primarily college students, and more college students go to school when it's hard to find a job. When the economy's in a recession, it's hard to find a job. So if they're looking around and they're seeing that, you know what, there is fewer work opportunities available for me, instead of taking that 1 year off and going and gaining work experience, I'll just go straight from high school into college. Or some students that were in college but taking maybe only 2 classes per semester, if there's fewer work opportunities available, they're going to increase that load to 3 or 4 classes. And increased load or more students coming into college is great news for Chegg. Chegg helps students with their studies. The company boasts a competitive advantage with 84 million pieces of proprietary content. This is step-by-step solutions to problems, to concepts that students are going through in their curriculum. For example, how to solve derivatives in calculus. Chegg has step-by-step examples and solutions for students to learn from. They run on a subscription model, so it's between $15 to $20 per month. And as part of that subscription, students can ask 20 questions per month that are answered by Chegg's subject matter experts. So if one of those 84 million pieces of content doesn't help solve the situation you're looking for, then you as a student can ask Chegg's subject matter experts that will answer it. Usually within a few hours, you'll have an answer to your question. So you get 20 of those every month. So you can see it's quite useful for students in college, and Chegg is extremely popular in college. I'm a university professor. I teach finance and economics, and all around campus when I'm walking to get a cup of coffee, or I'm walking to the library, or I'm hearing my students talk, Chegg is on the top of mind. I hear it buzzing around all over the university, and in fact it has 90% brand recognition among university students. If you recently graduated college, you probably know of Chegg. If you know of someone that's in college, ask them about Chegg. They've probably heard of it. They probably use it. So it's extremely popular among college students. So in the event of a recession, it's going to incentivize more students to take more classes, and that's going to be good news for Chegg. Now, that isn't to say that if there is a recession, Chegg stock price is automatically going to go up. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that in the event of a recession, that's going to create an influx in students taking courses, which is going to create an increase in demand for Chegg services, which is likely to help lift its stock price higher. Okay, so let's make that distinction clear. Additionally, Chegg's stock price right now is arguably cheaper than it's ever been. I have up here on the top right hand corner Chegg's price to free cash flow. It's at 16.7, and that's the lowest that it's been in the last 5 years. So it's an excellent time to buy Chegg stock if you're worried that the Federal Reserve is going to cause a recession, because you're getting Chegg stock at an excellent value. So you're preparing in advance for a potential recession, and you're getting this stock at an excellent price. Okay, so that's all I've got for this video today. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with the Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beat the market by more than 250%. Go to fool.com/Parkev to get your 10 stock picks now.